comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving.
There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day.
All protocols up, but I want to say that I'm happy to see you. All you guys are smart. I can see the vision bearer and our guests from all over. You're all welcome. I want to take this opportunity to also thank our guest of honor, Reverend Dr. Duvali. Put your hands together, please. Something happened along the way, and I can proudly say it is because of the undying love for sports that this country has that had a lot of jam, could not start this function without guest of honor, but he made it. Thank you so much. So, I'm going to be very quick. I'll have to mismatch the program just to respect the time, and we finish. If you look at my extreme left, just mad ladies, please come out. Without much ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want to start this function by requesting someone who is more Christian than myself, and that is Dr. Reverend Duvali, to bless us with our prayer, and then we can start off. Thank you.
New Life Foundation, the Think Tank, Vision Bearer, and all those you'll be thanking for. Thank you for the gift of life. We pray this meeting and fellowship, we produce results for the good of these who are so far here, and others done and elsewhere. Bless this function. The Holy Spirit.
Yeah. No health status, by the way. the medical. Yes. People against that. Okay, please tell us what you do. You never know. We're coming together to push a very big agenda. So all of us have strength in different capacities. So you never know. You could add value to this vision, not so? So that's why we need to know who you are. Okay? Personally, you've probably seen me. I tend to fight counterfeits using technology with an organization that when I mention its name, everyone will say, we eat fake, we drink fake, so allow me not to mention it. But I've worked with UNBS.
You're most welcome, my dear parents. We are so happy to see you here. Thank you for honoring today and showing up. My name is Mukwaya Diana. I'm a psychologist with New Life Foundation. Yeah.
Mukwaya is my Muko's name. Are you married? No. Your father's name? Okay.
Like to thank all of you for turning up. It is such an honor to be a part of New Life Foundation because we change lives, which is the reason we are here today. I am called Marion Tevesigwa. I am the administrator of the organization, and that is my status.
Thank you so much for coming. It wouldn't have been the same if you were not here. My name is Cynthia Pachuto, and I'm development person by training, but professionally, I'm in sales and marketing. Status, single and not yet searching.
I missed that bit of fun. Did you say you're single and you're not searching?
Yes.
Not yet searching. But
Someone might change my mind.
wow, put your hands together for that. Starting with engineer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hi guys. I'm called Andrew Chiviri. I'm in ICT Uganda Police. I'm so delighted to be with you people this evening. When I met Susan at the beginning of this year, I was so touched by her noble ambition. And I told her, I'll be there. I mean it. I told you, I would be there. This world needs benefactors of humanity. I don't know whether I've heard of that word. We lack that in our world today. We need benefactors of humanity. And I believe Susan is one. So we are going to support you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Stanley Mjisha, businessman.
Good evening. I'm so happy to be here. Joy is my name. And I'm so proud of Susan. The thing you started is so big. You really need a hand, prayers, but we promise we will stand.
On the face.
Good evening. Mkoto Muhammad Musa are my names. I'm a businessman in the line of motor vehicle importation and trading. When I realized that the association must need a vehicle, this is the more reason that I'm here.
I'm Menya Farouk. I work with the Good Mohammed in the same company.
Something I must say about Mr. Nkutu. He's a special man in the house. He actually happens to be my uncle. But the first lady is busy trying to get something done for New Life Foundation. Okay, a table for the ladies now. Hey, and gentlemen.
Thank you. Fania, Community Development Officer, Kalinga District, Sana Sub-County. I actually have a parent, I'm a parent to two children who are disabled, that's why I'm here. I'm so glad to be part of this support because I know what it takes to have children who are disabled. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for inviting me here. I'm so glad to be a part of this event. My name is Doreen Babazi. I'm a friend to Joy and Julianne. I'm a friend to the family. I'm a human resource and administration professional. I've been working in South Sudan and currently I'm a consultant.
You're all welcome. My name is Deogratius Atkwase. I'm an occupational therapist. I work here with children with neural conditions. I'm glad to be part of New Life Foundation and believe that together we'll be able to impact the lives of these children with disabilities. Thank you.
My name is Edith Anama, and I'm a parent of one of the children here. And it's actually a day of going to introduce me to this place. He's been somebody that is always out there looking out for me. There's something coming up. It is such an honor to have people that are out there looking out for you so that you can be
Grace Rubale. When you look the other place, there, the University of Chambogo, the teacher there, head of teacher education. And if you confuse this side, then the church in South Hospital. And all those who are single want to be married, I am taking notes. And then my church is there, we will take
Good evening, everybody. I think it's a very noble cause that Susan has started, and I'm happy that I can contribute in every way possible. I'm Agnes, I'm Tony, I'm a banker with no money, but I'm here. Yeah, so I don't know what status I'm looking for, but I'm happy to be, and I hope that the foundation can grow to be a very big contribution to the children that we're looking to represent.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to start off by saying thank you for inviting me here. My name is Atif Crawford. I'm a psychologist by profession, a humanitarian at heart. I met Susan on the plane on my way here a couple weeks ago. I'm happy that she has brought the awareness to Uganda. I think it's very important, and I'm here to back her in any way, so that's why I'm here today. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so humbled to see all of you here. My name is Susan Kwizera, the founder of New Life Foundation. And I'm so overwhelmed of this cause because to me it's too big, but I thank each and every one of you. It's a big journey we have started, and I believe we are growing faster and faster. I'll speak more later. Thank you.
I'm glad to be here. I'm called Jolene Venta. I'm an accountant by profession.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nachimuli Miche. I'm a financial analyst, married with 2 daughters. I'm glad to be here.
Hi everyone, my name's Kasosa Ras, aka Kasa Ras, Director. I'm a student at Global Institute of Information Technology and Business, Makerere. I'm pursuing a diploma in video, film, and audio production.
Now, on a special note, I want to request Mariam to carry on the next exercise. Thank you.
Hi everyone, again. On my right is Mama Walsimbi. This is Walsimbi. All of you who got to know about the video that went viral, this is the Walsimbi we have today. This one is called Gideon. He's a very good boy, loving and caring and understanding. This one is called Emmanuel Matsiko. He's a very good boy, understanding, polite, and nice. This one is called Mika, my very good best friend, loving and caring, very good boy. These are the boys we have here at the center, and he is their therapist.
Good evening, everyone. I'm called Ajut Emmanuel. I'm seeing them around with speech therapy.
Why are we here? Okay, you probably need to know why you're invited. And that person who is more knowledgeable and who has the vision, who is the pillar and the ideas, a lot of plans to try and render a very positive service to this country. But most of the time, I can proudly say that we all come from a very prominent village called Namtamba. So one day, Susan came with a very good program. Like we always know, local content has been an issue. Her vision and planning was never embraced, and I was so hurt. Having looked at the undercurrents and what transpired, I think she embarked on a drawing board to plan this. And I must say, it's a good cause, and we are proud of you. The person talking to you now, I have a 17-year-old daughter who can see, who can talk, who can't move, who relies on medicine to breathe and talk. So the budget for Epilem and Baclofen and Pampers are a constant in my life. I've never shared this with everyone. People see me in office, I drive, I talk, but I have that sad life. But the only disappointing issue is I do not have a home that I trust to put her, and probably the mother gets a breather. It's a sad life. That's the challenge you have in Uganda. You people should not live a pretentious life. To the wandering parents who have no help, they're very hopeless. They have no one to talk to. They're financially crippled. They can't afford medicine. I'm glad I can pass around. One tab of Epilem is 1,100. One tab of Baclofen is a muscle relaxant. You know those seizures, when they strike, the child is like, a robot. To come back, to have her normal composure, you need a lot. You need nebulizers, you need a lot. I've gone through that. So I talked to Susan at length and said, if you think you can create a difference, then go ahead. But if you think you're going to use this and then be like the ones who have been around, do not waste our time. I've frankly talked to Susan. Told her, please, you just be there, fight hard to create a change. Because there are so many people out there who want to have a certain environment with professionals, with people who can try to create a change. Because now at 17, I just left everything to go. Because there's nothing. She can't gain her vision, she can't gain her motion, her therapy. It doesn't matter how much money you employ. But if you arrest the situation at a tender age, so if it means sacrificing for the unborn or for those who need the service, you'll find me at the New Life Foundation. Just make sure you don't let those parents who entrust their kid with you down. Please, I beg you. Because I'm strong today, I can't cry, but I've failed to accept it. Yet it's a challenge that I live with. So, in a brief, I'm trying to tell you that what Susan is trying to do is to try and avert a very big crisis, which is happening. It's eating up our country. But until you go to Cancer Institute, that's when you know that people have cancer. Until you come here to New Life, that's when you see that, hey, there are kids who need support. Therefore, if you are approached and you can support in any way, financially, morally, or anything, please, you're welcome. Let us be like, you remember what happened in Ethiopia? Was it 1984? Sahab, you have those facts. When American singers came together, there was hunger striking Ethiopia, and they had to sing just one song that raised billions. So Susan, I think a song is called We Are the World. It's still fresh in our memories. So Susan invited you for a reason. We do not want this to have a temporary stay. We want New Life Foundation to live for years and many more years to come, to have a positive impact. So allow me not waste a lot of time. I was chosen to be your MC, but I had a passionate experience to share with you. Some of you who see me here do not know that story. Now that you know it, okay? Allow me invite the vision bearer, okay? And that is none other than Susan
Good evening, everyone. Once again, I introduced myself, but I have a lot to share with you. And I just want to start with a few remarks about this organization, the foundation. Like my brother just said, we are from Namtamba. We were born and raised there, and it's a very small community which is so loving and with a passion and caring heart. And we came up with an idea of helping our community, or giving back to our community, and things didn't work out the way we thought. But that's not the reason, why we're here. We all know that we have different vision, gifts, and all that. So this is one of my so many gifts. When I came here 2 years ago, the background of this foundation is I've lived in United States of America for 14 years now, and I went through so much of looking for what I should do, apart from being a mother, a member of a church or community, but I felt something inside of me that I needed to give back to America, but not knowing what to do. So I went into medical school. I started doing a NEO-VN. It's a license for 2 years, but I did for 3 terms, and I diverted into healthcare management. And that's where I went into autism. I've been working with children with special needs for 5 years now, and that's where my passion comes from. So I happened to come here. I've been coming here back and forth. And I remember I was in the office of one of my brother, Moses, and we started talking, sharing about, because we're on the same team of Namtamba, what we are trying to do. And it happened to have a lady in that office who had a cousin with a child who has autism. And she had us talking, and later on Moses called me and told me, you have to meet this lady the next day. And I was flying out, I think, in 2 days. So I went and I met with this lady. We sat in the car for 2 hours. And this lady was crying, saying that I wish I had just someone to talk to me, to give me hope. So, to me it was a starting point to realize that there is a need for the mothers in this country, and being that I'm in the same field, I felt that, this is what God is calling me to do. So from there, I went and met another lady who had the same, child. And then the next day I was flying out, and when I flew, our flight got a technical problem and was cancelled that night, and we ended up in a hotel. The next day we were supposed to fly. We flew for about, I think, 2 hours, and we, returned back to Entebbe due to technical problem. And in the hotel I met a lady who is actually a mother-in-law of this lady seated with us. She has twins. Her firstborns are twins, Nakata and Babi, and they're both autistic. And that was a confirmation where this journey started. So I went back and I talked to people I work with, and they embraced the idea, and here we are now. So pretty much that's a short background how this all started. So talking about autism, I have so much. I've reached out to different people. I've reached out to ministries. I've reached out to friends. We haven't been on any social media, TV, radio, but it's been a word of mouth. And I'm telling you, everywhere I go, I find a person or a child or an auntie or an uncle with this problem. So to me, I think this is a time to come together and embrace these children, because there is no any other time than this. And I thank God that there is a man here in the house in a field of education who has also brainstormed on this, what we are doing. So I really think that what we are doing is there and we are not in the wrong place. So I have some few remarks on this paper. I just want to summarize really quick and give other people an opportunity to speak about, this autism. It's been, actually next year, it's going to be a year, with those children. And, to me, it's not about the numbers, it's about making a difference. So, we always know that we start small and we grow. But the most important thing is knowledge, having knowledge on whatever you're doing, bringing awareness where it's needed. So, New Life Foundation, the program itself, it's for the safety of those children, the caring and enriching about them. So there is a lot of programs, schools, who have autism, and they're doing that. But for my program, I think I need to go extra mile, reach out, and educate more about these children, because I haven't seen any young adult program in this country for these children. There is always those small schools where they start, and I believe every parent can do that at their home or wherever. But when these children become 12 and then above, that's where the challenge comes in. And I think our program is focusing on those young adults with autism. And our program, we believe that every individual deserves a chance. It does not matter how they are created, but I believe they deserve a chance. Let's give them a chance of trying things, because if we don't give them a chance, then we won't know what they're capable of doing. With those children, again, I appreciate the parents who are here. They can testify of that. And for you guys who have seen the video of Wal and the mother, can testify now the difference between then and now. So what we are doing, really, we are changing lives. So with that, New Life Foundation is really happy at the stage we are on now, that we cannot even be stoppable, but other than going forward and reaching out. I shared with him, and he said there is a lot of why people fail in their things they do, in their business, in their level of operation. And he mentioned one thing that really I think I have in me with these children, the passion. So when you have the passion of anything, you can't go wrong. And it's not only that, a lot of people are into autism, but with so different agendas. But if you have a passion, you will fight, even if it doesn't happen now, like my brother said, that we have to come together, at least save the next generation, or next children, because autism is becoming so huge all over the world, not in the United States alone, but even here. The children are so many. So we have also our principals here. We need to provide an exciting opportunity, both in developing, because these children, when they're in their homes, I think, again, the parents can testify, they are so lonely. They're so lonely, they don't even know where they belong, but when they come here in such an exciting place, I'm telling you, they go home happy, they go home changed, they go home with a hope. So that's also one of our vision. And also, we have a training program that includes social skills. Like one of our children called Mika, he didn't have any social skills because he's the only boy in his family, other girls, and he was just kept there. He didn't know how to socialize, with other people. And, it's just that, it's your mother or a father, embrace it and support it. Also another program training we have speech and language development. Like Walu, when he came here, he couldn't speak. It takes him probably like 30 seconds to 45 seconds to bring out the word, but then he can communicate. So we are looking at that. We are not looking at so much in them that they are going to become, but the little skills they have, we need to identify and help them. I'm telling you, I cannot be, happier than the way I am today looking at this. I've been looking at them on pictures, but the last week I've spent with them has really blessed my heart. So let us continue, doing what we're doing with your support. Like everybody's saying, we need support. Come on board, and let's do it. Also, another thing is parental empowerment and motivation. We have to motivate parents. I've talked to so many, over 20 parents over this. And let me tell you, my talking has created a big difference. They might not be here today, but they're part of us. And as we grow, they're also growing. I talk to them, I advise them, I empower them. And for those who have not even believed, when I went to Kayunga, my first time to go visit her, it was a touching story. But she had been alone. The husband is a social worker. They work with so many of these children. But raising your children, your own children, can be really hard. So we have to come together to encourage, empower them, in this journey. Right now, her daughter is in the room. Another daughter is home. The father was trying to bring her here. But if you look at them, if it wasn't for these people, I don't think that they would be here, or they would even have the power to, even talk or do what they're doing. So we have to really motivate each other into that. Another thing we do here, the activities. We have therapists, we have teachers, you saw, we have coaches, caretakers, who have really worked so hard to where those children are right now. So we support, and one thing I am bringing on board, actually, which is not in this country, and I've been sharing it with Reverend, it's the curriculum for these children. No matter what we do, without the curriculum, these children cannot go anywhere. They need to follow a certain curriculum, they need to follow certain education. He said something very important. We have so many disabilities in the country, the deaf, the blind, but the autism is not recognized. And he said something that if these children, like when they sat on your lap, they can, there's a way they train the blind, but this autism, he was telling me, so what can we do when it comes to the exams? We don't know. So that's where we come in with the curriculum for these children, and I've reached out to so many people, ministries, and I hope that they will come up on board with us and help us in that area. Also, we need to collaborate. I talked to someone in a higher position, and she mentioned to me that, we have school. Do you know a school in Muyenga? There is a school in Muyenga for this kind of children. And I said, it's not about the school. It's about coming together, under one umbrella and recognize these children. And let these children have a voice in the government. But as we speak right now, few parents are raising money, but even the money they are raising, it's not enough. Because they eat, some of them they sleep, the computer, so much water. So it's not easy, when we are few. But when we come together and we embrace the cause, then you will see the difference. We also have parents who are really supportive, who have seen the power, who have seen the change, and they are willing to come on board. I've reached out, the 2 weeks I've been around, I've reached out to like 30 people, and 10 of them actually big people who are just waiting, to say, what can we help? What can we help? What can we do? So this is a cause to every one of us, and for that reason, I encourage you, wherever you see those children, just recommend them. It's just, you might think that this place is small, but we can accommodate, and we are planning to even more. But even now, we can accommodate more than 50 children. If 20 can sleep and 30 go home, then we can do it. And also, addition to that, like I said about the curriculum, there's so many schools. Like Mama Gideon was telling me, her son has been in 3 schools, but everywhere he goes, he can't settle. They can't take. But he's been here for coming to a year, and she's so proud of him. And also Mika has been in 2 schools. And the mother, he hasn't been here for 3 months, but the mother is so happy for the progress. There are so many things he wasn't doing, what now he's doing. So, with that, it's really very important that we shouldn't take this for granted. There are so many organizations, but this particular one, for me, as a vision bearer, it's very unique. And in the country where we are, it's not there. Because those children, they'll go up to probably 5th grade, and the teachers will fail. But if we start now to train them into their skills, then it's going to be very easy for us to communicate to them. It's about communicating, and identifying the problem they have, and then we work on that. And also we have seen these children not being, recognized in the society. And one of the things I really want to do is not only, we haven't been out in the community, but we are going to do it the next few weeks. I'm here, I'm going to be going out in the community with them. And I really feel that they need to be out more than indoors, because so much things in them, because they're so creative, when they see things out there, they'll bring it and practice it here. So when they're kept inside their homes or in schools, they are limited to so much. So one of our programs is to take them out in the community. Let them feel that they're part of the community. Let them work. We have some, like Gideon. If he gets his own curriculum and work on it, at the end of year, or probably when he's 16, will be at the stage of identifying, where, he is or what he's good at. So those are the things we need to train now more than, later. So denying them their rights, denying them, parents might not really deny them in a way that, we don't like them, but it's in that stress and confusion, not knowing where to take them, not knowing what to do, and they just deny them the rights, deny them the rights of going out, explore, go out in the park, in the mall, in the zoo, all those kinds of things, not because they don't want, but it's just because they don't know, and they have probably no resources, into that. So we are creating those things, and also
letting the parents accepting, what it is. It's normal because there's so many things they can do that we can't do. Like that, Emma, you can give him a book and he will write from morning until evening. And you will read and really understand what he's writing. So we need to identify those things. And also, we need to, like we said, Minister of Education, Minister of Sports. These people are not probably responding because they haven't been reached out, or probably they haven't gotten the right person, like he said. So we shouldn't give up. We shouldn't, give up because of things that did happen 10 years ago or things that someone didn't do. There's always a new, page, there's always a new thing, there's always a new time. So with that, I am going to end up here, and I don't know if there is a question from the... Thank you. When we started, I was looking at getting the young adults because that's where really I'm good at. But now that we have a curriculum, we can start from first grade to wherever we go. Thank you. Any other question? Requirements. Okay, sorry about that. Like I said, it's supposed to be a non-profit, but we're not yet there. Those children you see, of course, like Walu got a sponsor who pays $40 every month, and that's why he's here. For those other ones, they pay $2 million every term, and that includes lunch, and even if they can't go home, they can always sleep here. Thank you. Another question? All right. Thank you so much. May God bless you.
Another big hand clap for Susan, please. But I want you to introduce yourself in a language that you think anyone can understand you. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, good evening.
You speak in English?
Kamvugisha
Uh-huh.
Amazina yanjye ni Babazi Desire. Nishimiye kuba hano namwe. Susan, thank you for the project. We will support you, however much you started it, but we also have a call in our heart. We will be with you. Thank you.
Desire, you have a thingy for paparazzis. You took about 4 shots. None of us. You might be hiding something. One thing I remember vividly about my sister here. We grew up together, played together, fetched water. And there was one station called UBC, actually UTV. And we used to go to the neighbor. It was in black and white. You remember those days of music parade? Yeah? So this day reminds me of that song. I was interacting with my brother. She's a fan of the late MJ. And she could not wait for the video to be played.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, MC. This is my son, but I want to say that he's the one who introduced me Walu. So he's also doing a lot of charity. He has a lady over there that he supports who has like 20, 36 children. So anybody can make a deal. He's a young boy, but he has that heart.
Evening, everyone. Derek. I appreciate everything. So thank you very much for the support. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, I'm called Daniel Danba, and I was called here by my friend Olivia, and this is something new for me, and I feel this charity something new, and I really hope that it will succeed to bigger heights.
Thank you. Hey, I'm always proud to stand by my daughter. You know, she's a celebrity. If the cameraman can do me a favor and take this shot, I'll just instantly upload it on my page. So, can you tell these people who you are?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'm called Namani Tami. I began singing when I was 6 or 7 years, one of the two. And now I'm 18, making 19 on 9th of October. I thank God for Auntie Susan. I thank God for my family. Well, she's my mother, that raised me. And she's my sister, my family. We are all a family. I thank God for these children. Well, everything happens for a reason. So before you make it a regret, make it a life moment, one to remember. So I suggest that, as she said in the speech, we join hands. Everyone do what you think you can do. And yeah, we make these lives of these young children memorable.
Must come together as one. There are people dying. We are too late. No. She's supposed to sing after me. Me, I'm not a musician. Okay, so.
Well, can I sing the chorus?
Sorry,
We
the
are the
microphone
world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a better day. So let's not give in. There's a choice we're taking. We're saving our own lives. Each year we make a better day. Just you and me. Again. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a better day. So let's not give in. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true. We make a better day. Just you and me.
I thought that one day we'll be on that international stage. Sorry, I'll use multiple. I can multitask. I can use several languages.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thanks for coming. My name is Maura Pauzia. She's my mom, my sister, my best aunt. That's what I have to say. Auntie Susan, thanks for everything.
Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is so privileged to be a part of this evening. I thank God, thank you so much. I thank God for your big heart that you can tell me. They are just very kids that I felt so touched. And I felt God to give me whatever it required.
Trace of these genes can be gotten from Namtamba or Namtamba. Staple has beautiful people also. So you can only find them. They hail from that special place. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another session now. The unsung heroes. Oh, sorry.
In this right way, right direction, because that's what he's expecting. For those who are taking schools, the school expects them to perform numerous literacy, but sometimes these children are not able to do that because the way the brain was made. Yeah, but
So because of that support, like she said, it takes just the passion to reach out to people with autism. It takes motivation. It takes a professional who can reach out to the parent and tell the parent, look, this and this is happening and this has happened. So I want to talk about autism just briefly. There's what is called ASD, that's autism spectrum disorder. Then people really, like someone said, she only got to know about autism a few weeks back. So many people really are not aware about this, about autism, and are not aware of the existence of people with autism. What's happened in Uganda is when they talk of a disability, people look out physical things that are seen on the body. It's when they say someone has a disability. But with autism, the person grows normally, the body is okay and it grows normally. But the problem is just the brain, the way it processes the information around the person. Yeah? So autism is a problem with the brain. However, the way I always say that that's how God created it. Because if you ask me of the cause, there is no real specific cause. And even for the whites and most scholars of read and did out of research about autism, they have not yet found the root cause. So you cannot be surprised if you find any of your either child or niece or anyone having the problem. So that's why it's like even me, I've worked with many people with autism, and even my family, I have one person, but it's not because of anything. The person just comes up and has autism. Therefore, it's our role, if we happen not to be autistic, to reach out to support these people. You know, okay, in Uganda we still say that they are children, but these are people that are going to grow and they're going to be in the community. Yeah, and they're supposed to live as independent as others. Recently I was talking to a parent who happened to go with a son at the bank, and while they were in the queue, the child, because there were many people, the child got a meltdown. And you know, there were many insults from other people. I was at the Bakuzaba and Xchange, and so she was sharing me, and I was like, I wish these people could know how this child or how these people are. They would have reached out to support this parent. So they just insulted her. You know, that kind of insults. So there's also why I'm saying this is whether you have a child, whether in your family you don't have any person with a neural condition, but you never know what happens. But also, if there's not anyone, it's a responsibility to always reach out and support these people. They would have maybe reached out, just talk to this lady and support the child. So one of the reasons of this gathering, I think, is to create awareness that it's going to start with you, it's going to start with me, and then you reach out to someone else. Maybe one day you'll be in a bank and reach out to like that. Maybe you'll be the one support that parent, tell other people that, look, this child needs this kind of support, or this person needs this kind of support. So these people are going to grow, and like she said, autism is on the rise in Uganda.
I have lived in Uganda for some time, but when I wasn't sure of where new life found, so I found my way. I received an invitation shortly 2 days ago. I was asked to be here. I even didn't know what I was exactly going to do, but I received the clarity. And I really came just because part of the work I do involves education, so I thought I would benefit. Thank you, Honorable Susan, for this initiative. I will give you a hand clap for this initiative and your team. I am Reverend Dr. Grace Ruvale. As I did mention, the University of Chambogo, there is a department known as Teacher Education and Development Studies. The government of the Republic of Uganda mandated Chambogo University and specifically the Department of Teacher Education to do the following things. 1. Implement the curriculum of training teachers at primary level. So all of primary school teachers in the Republic of Uganda, they are controlled by Dr. Lubali. So no one can possess a certificate in primary education in Uganda, can step in primary school, unless Chambogo University and the Department of Teacher Education. So when I received the invitation, I said, well, that's part of my work, and that's that's number one. Number two, we have diploma in education secondary. All teachers in secondary schools at lower level who study what we call national teachers colleges, their curriculum is at Chambogo University, the Department of Teacher Education, headed by Dr. Lubali. So no one can become a secondary school teacher of lower level unless Chambogo University has certified that. 3 is nursery education. That's in the recent. Now we are training teachers in nursery school. Originally, as you know, in this country, nursery education pre-primary was made. We have been advocating that government may recognize it as a formal stage of learning and a prerequisite for formal and further education. And in the recent, they have come to believe so. We have now a learning framework, we have now a policy, and even the recent government has now encouraged their own schools. If you have Chikubamutwe Primary School, the government school, they are now saying you can start what? A free primary school. So we're also training primary school teachers and also doing the same work in technical education. So that's the work I have to do in this country, and therefore I have directly with Chambogo University and the Ministry of Education, and that's how I was promoted to the rank of a commissioner now. So that's the work. So when I received the invitation, I said I will come, and so here I am. I must say that in the national development, as someone speak about President Museveni, and I want to encourage Susan, do not look at finishing all the children in the whole country. Simply make a contribution. I want to see so when I'm talking. Do not, if you're a preacher like me, I am a preacher. You can preach to 500 people, and only one has got your message. Only one who has gone sleep with someone's wife and stops. And you have stressed enough, you go sleep and you don't have. If you're a social worker and a government worker, I mean, there's no way you're going to move poverty in this world. This country has undergone steady progress. We are doing well, but check the poor people. So it's a matter of contribution. So my prayer is that be satisfied with that you are able to do. Don't be anxious what you have not been able to do. I must also assure you that this country suffers from many problems. But one of it is having people in offices who are not equal to the task, and some who have no passion and compassion. But that even said, should not stop you from doing your work. So I want to encourage you that you are able to do what you can and you make a contribution. In development, anything we do that adds value makes it. For example, it was in economics. If you were going to buy a dress at 2,000 and you negotiated and you bought at 1,800, you have made a difference. You have 200 cents. And those who touch money like me, every money makes a difference. So it's about making a difference. My prayer with you, finally, is that, like I did mention to you, you must be the thinker and vision bearer. Some people are in these offices, like me and others, who are paid and employed and paid very well in the government Republic of Uganda, but who may not be earlier equal to the task, either not technical enough or lack of passion, politically influenced. and many other factors. But the fact that they're in those offices, we should use those very structures and get what we want. And what do you want? What you want now is that you are the thinker. In societies, God has made very few thinkers. All of us are mediocres. If it was 100%, a few may be below 50%, like what you have been, Mandaza, those ones. But if you take 50% as a pass mark, all of us pass, and we can pass from 50 to 75. To start looking for people who can get 80 and 90, even if you check your name here, you're nearest 90. Those are very few people in the world. So the thinkers are very few. You're one of the thinkers. We give you a hand for one of them. Now, if I take you to history, in France, 1789, and before that, there was a monarchy. And this monarchy mistreated people. Most important of all, as all monarchies are, anyway, most important of all, people were classified into first estate, second estate, and third estate. I am on why you were a thinker. People were born in the third estate, the poorest of all, and were convinced that this was genetic and perennial. And they had no choice. And if they had done literature like myself, they would have said that is fate. And that was all. One man called Bosco, among other thinkers, demonstrated to the people and told them, everywhere and every man is born free and equal, but everywhere in chains because of this despotic monarchy. And when people's mind got to know that this situation is not perennial, is not genetic, it is socially constructed, not divine, not ordained by God. Because they had even been convinced that God had ordained this situation. In May 1789, when the people arrived together, the force was strong. On 14th July 1789, they stormed the Bastille. And that's, as we talk now, in continental politics of Europe, only France is a country with a president. The rest of the continental Europe have monarchy. They have a queen or a king. I'm trying to say that you are the thinker, we shall only benefit. So thinkers go through challenges, they put in their cost, they fund the project, they move around, they convince people, even those who are supposed to be the thinkers and who are being paid for the same job, they are convinced them. But at the end of the day, there are results. What you need to do now, sit down, write 5 pages, and you're talking of a curriculum. These are the 3 procedures. On my own part and on my role that I've been here, I'll do my work. Number 2, the government has created the National Council for Disability Persons, just your neighbor here, one convince them to understand autism and start classified as one of the disabilities. Because maybe as we speak now, they may not know autism. They may simply classify it into mental and call mental and have one thing called it. So that it is classified as that one. I told you, you work the Ministry of Education. There are 5 people employed there. The Department of Special Needs has a commissioner, assistant commissioner, principal education officer, senior education officer, and education officer. So on Monday, just walk there and ask for the commission, start from the commission. Whoever will be in office, explain and make them understand. They may understand it that very day, they may take a year to understand, but again, let them know. With my support, I will take it to National Curriculum Center and tell the officers there that the current curriculum we have now, this group of people are disadvantaged. And that we ought to treat them and take them in this nature also. I give an example. And that's what you need to do, and then mobilize resources across the world as you can and be able to support. In this year 2017, we increased entry requirement to go into primary school, primary teacher education college. You now must have a credit 6 in English minimum and a credit in English and mathematics 2 minimum, among others. Then at Bishop Willie Zigang Teachers College, they wrote me a paper and said, but Commissioner, there are people who are blind, therefore who may not score a grade 6 in mathematics. I said, oh, wait a minute. They convinced me. And then I wrote another document and gave to our vice and to say, now all people will be taken at this standard. But those who are blind, I now wrote reasoning. Now those are blind be excused from this criteria. Because the math I have done much earlier talk about angles. Now angle 45. Now if you are broke, how do you do angle 45? Now in developed countries like where TIF is coming from and where you actually live, in the computer system and others and the card and others, that may be possible, maybe there will be others. But in the case of Uganda and the schools we have around, we may not have those facilities. Now you can't have a law which has eyes. Laws don't have eyes. The problem like this country, we make laws with eyes. Making a law targeting a person. In principles of law, laws don't have eyes. A law is supposed to be put a law for everyone. Now once you put a law with eyes, now those were like this law, it was, so I said, okay, we waive up that. Now, as I speak to you, that's very possible when all these officers, including me, understand autism and understand that now this group of people need to study like this. If this math from P1 to P7 has all of this content and this part of it drawing angles and bearing, we can waive that, we can do this, and that may work. And then it's okay, them they can study these and these and these, and their P7 will have a word S as a special need. That to them, they start P7, but their grading is not as the others we can say ordinary. They were given a special exam of this nature. Now, UNEB can't do that. UNEB is on receiving end. The one who do that is you, with the paper, will be Chambogo University, National Curriculum Center, and the Commission on Ministry of Education, and your nearest neighbor here. Now, to structure that, and we can have that nature of work. So that's very possible, but I must apologize to these who have these children, that while we are doing steady progress, the country is moving on. These are some of the challenges of forgetting certain things. In human rights, we have what we call vulnerable groups of people. Whenever we are discussing the group and discussing human rights, people will deal with the entire group as a whole and forget that they are vulnerable people. And these are the people who equally, once you fit in the definition of a human being, biology, then you are entitled to human rights. And the right to live, the right to go to school, and right to be educated, these are non-derogable rights. No one should restrict them. You simply have to have knowledge. We must apologize that we may not have done much work very well. But I think we are, now that I am here, the apology should be received that we will be able to take the different life. So I pledge on my part to associate myself with this community and will support you tomorrow, that we can make a difference for these Ugandans, these East Africans and Africans and people of God, that they will enjoy their stay in this world. Never be discouraged. Just make a difference. Just make a difference. Just make a difference. And like I told you, that difference is sufficient. Only one makes a difference. Only what? There is a girl who lived at my home for 4 years, taking care of my family. And I told her, do you want to go back to school? She said yes. She went back to school in senior 1. I paid her a few senior 4. She became a teacher in a primary school. She's doing very well. Isn't that enough contribution? Only one like that. So any difference in someone's life makes a difference. The Lord be gracious to you. Thank you so much. I hadn't mentioned thank you for employing Marion, my student. That's very important.
Oh, really?
Yes, Marion is my student. Where is she?
Marion.
She can take a picture
You're
of
missing
the
the
chief
blessings
guest.
for the singles.
You come and take a picture with the chief guest. Please take one, please, because she's very privileged.
For people like you. So allow me walk into your office for something else now, because I've been turned and tossed at National Curriculum Center. You've had the effort. Thank you so much, sir. You've heard the effort is going to make. You know, this country, I'm not being in the opposition now. It's very unfair to even our children. These mushrooming skyscrapers that are sprouting out every other day, there's no facility to them. But authorities like National Curriculum Center or KCC will approve plan, and when you're walking in with that sick child of yours, you'll have to, tread the stairs all the way. So if the ministry can be enlightened and tell them that, look, there are people out there, the vulnerable group, who are not catered for, we'll be so glad. And Susan, please hurry up. Bring that curriculum very, very fast. We have the commissioner in the house. He will do it vizuri, and then we have these people catered for. Thank you so much. Put your hands together once again. Our next item, thank you for your patience. You've been seated for long. Let me request you to all stand, please. You tell your neighbor that it's all well with New Life Foundation. We are the children.